Hey Space Watchers, and welcome to Space Nuggets, our analytics of the news of the week. And we do that today from the Space Symposium, from the 40th Space Symposium here in Colorado Springs, direct at the DLR booth, because they are hosting us for the last week for the event, for our broadcast. And so we use this opportunity also for the Nugget. And I do the Nugget today together with my wonderful team, with Laura, Todd, and Yvette Gonzalez. So thank you for being here, and thank you for doing the great job over the week. It was an absolute delight. So, but what has been our news of the week? What has been our 1-2 takeaways from the event? Laura, what was yours?
So I do want to, at the end of this nugget, you're going to do your space joke, because we missed it out this morning on the morning show, so
Okay.
just to say. But yes, so Torsten doesn't want to do the joke. So the key thing I took away from this is, I think coming into this for the Space Symposium in general, there was a lot of concern. How is it going to look like? Is it going to be a little bit more difficult and tense because of what's happening in the geopolitical world? But what really stood out for me is when we saw the briefing with General Saltzman and Air Marshal Godfrey, and how you can see that they're taking a lead on what is it we need to do in terms of an architecture, what capabilities and technologies, where do we find them? It doesn't need to be a heavy, burdensome project that's run by the military with lots of, like, I would say, old-fashioned ways of working. They're talking about more rapid innovation and growth, integrating existing technologies and capabilities, integrating the private sector in that, because ultimately we want to take those things at work that come together to form an output depending on what mission or situation or scenario. And that for me was like really powerful, that you can see that it feels like they're taking the lead. And there's a great working relationship between all these different, the people individually, but the countries themselves. And that's really what I felt in terms of the atmosphere. And for me, it's been fabulous just to see that.
I absolutely second what you just said. So this commitment to international partnerships, including the US, again, and that was something what we have seen was in the midst over the last weeks, but getting it reinforced here is very interesting from the military side, but also from the commercial side. I mean, we have seen Isaac Mann's hearing yesterday with the commitment Moon Mars thing. So these were all rightly said words. Now we see how they will taken into practice. Yvette,
thank you. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more with both of you, because it has been a refreshing conversation, not just around collaboration, because we have spoken about collaboration for years, but there's a true sense that this new era is ushering in an understanding of how dual use will change, how it looks in the future, and really that leveraging of both the military, civil operations and partnerships, but then looking internationally at the science and how are we now using data, exquisite data, in ways that's more meaningful. How do we make decisions with it? There was in many conversations the intention of, we can't just put data for data's sake, can't just sit out there, but all this technology is bringing back enough information for decision making, and I'm really excited to see how that's going to be put to use, and that was kind of my key takeaway from everything.
Okay. No, I think all of us came in here with mixed feelings and maybe some lowered expectations. But I have to say, I'm going back with a new energy when it comes to space exploration, and to also the military activities. I mean, all that together with, and that's another news that we don't went into in detail, was the news that we're getting from Germany. So that Germany has a government now in place, that Germany in the coalition contract has space really in a very prominent role. So that is absolutely encouraging, and we look forward to a bright future.
Absolutely. And I will say, this is my first symposium. I think it's your first?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And so our expectations were also an open playing field. I kind of felt very open to whatever ideas we were going to learn and what was going to be taken in. So I'm very happy to know that for my first symposium, this is a really strong impression. And I just can't wait to be back next year and see what progress is done over the course of the year.
Absolutely.
Okay. And now?
And now, come on, space joke. Do the space joke.
How does the moon get its hair cut?
Don't know.
It's waiting for the eclipse. Take that. Space Watch out.